Hello and welcome to the Cannes Parallel Challenge 2024. My name is Arno.
And my name is Matt, and today we'll be discussing Agathe Riedinger's short film, Waiting for Jupiter, and her first feature film, Wild Diamond. Agathe Riedinger is our debut filmmaker of the year, which is a very rare feat to pull off in the Cannes competition. There's not much information about Agathe on the internet yet. She's working primarily in music videos and commercials. The head of the Cannes Film Festival, Thierry Frémaux, described her as the second coming of the Dardenne brothers when talking about her inclusion in the competition. For our parallel film, we decided to select her short film, Waiting for Jupiter, as it has a very similar premise to Wild Diamond.
Yes, and Matt and I were very fortunate to be provided a screener link to this one. So big shout out to Agathe, who provided us the link to the film, and to her cinematographer. And we wish her the best of luck on the Croisette this year.
Thank you very much, Agathe, and can't wait to see your movie.
Waiting for Jupiter, or J'attends Jupiter, is a drama set in rural France in which a young woman is obsessed with a TV show that gives the opportunity for young women to show themselves off in dance numbers and sexy costumes, and she sees it as an opportunity to get out of her drab and boring life.
I could definitely see what Frémaux was talking about with his Dardenne comparison. Just the choice of the character who's at the center of this piece, the situation she finds herself in, and some of her oddball ways of interacting with the world, navigating through this situation. There's also a lot of similarities in the style of humanism and realism to Andrea Arnold, who Riedinger says is a major inspiration for her work. Funny enough, also in competition this year. But in opposition to the Dardenne brothers, there's a bit of a commercial sheen on the images, very much informed by Riedinger's work in commercials and in music videos. The pop culture influenced lens that this character sees the world through is really reflected in the way the film is shot, through the lighting design specifically, which I found to be a big high point.
It always feels a bit unfair when we are relegated to watching a short film for this challenge, because the proposition is often not as fully fledged and not as impactful as a feature. But I will say that if there's anything going for Waiting for Jupiter, is that there's already a very well-defined filmmaking language developed for the film. The mix between artifice and rural/working class environments, think of like the drained out swimming pool or the go-kart track, the washed out colors, the still shots, it all combines pretty well, all things considered.
I really liked that the camera sits still during some of her dance sequences too, really showing how silly and performative reality TV is. She wants to be a character on TV, but doesn't understand that this requires authenticity rather than performance. She doesn't want to be normal, but she is, and painfully so.
Yeah, I mean, the film opens with a wide still shot of a dance number that plays out without any music, and suddenly the charm is just gone. And sure enough, I think the character kind of realizes this and just kind of walks off when she realizes that as an audience, but also the people in front of her are not really taking her seriously. I really like the performance here and how there really is no attempt at making the character charming or likable. I don't think Liane smiles even once in the entire film, and she's great at picking fights.
I think that actually would make her a great reality show participant, because a key thing to the entertainment factor of a reality show is having participants who are willing to start shit over nothing with anyone. So very good character design here too.
I guess the biggest knock against the film that I can make is that it feels a bit incomplete. By the end, we do reach a conclusion, but to me, it feels like it comes a bit too quick. I guess you could say that this film could be made into a feature, which seems to be the case with Wild Diamond, but I think even for this short, it could have benefited from like an extra 10 minutes just to make this film feel a little bit more stuffed, a little bit more complete.
Wild Diamond uses the same jumping point as Waiting for Jupiter. It's about a young woman who has dreams that getting onto a reality TV show will change the entire trajectory of her life and make her special rather than just being another ordinary person. And her life looks like it may change very soon when she gets a casting call for a TV show called Miracle Island. And we've been told about this film that it's very humanist. Now, the last time a debut won the Palme d'Or was Steven Soderbergh's Sex, Lies, and Videotape. So I would just immediately write off that a debut film will win the Palme d'Or. But that said, I would not be surprised to see this win an award like actress, jury, or screenplay, as debut films do have a very good track record with jury awards.
In our parallel lineup, we actually have Andrea Arnold's Red Road, which is a first film and which won the jury prize in 2006. So maybe this kind of trajectory could repeat itself if the proposition is seen as interesting or novel or successful enough. I do agree with your predictions. If I have to guess, I would say the jury prize, but this has just a good chance overall of winning a prize, assuming it is the quality we expect it to be. In the next episode, we get Criminal in the films of Magnus von Horn through Sweat and his new film, The Girl with the Needle.
So join us as we discuss this potential breakout from this year's festival.